can't really give a play-by-play of that one. I think when it goes to overtime, you kind of forget about maybe the last 5 or 6 minutes, but it sure felt like our guys did an incredible job at persevering through a lot of ups and downs in that game. You guys would know the time and score better than me. I know in overtime, obviously, Don made a huge three when we were down by 1 on kind of a little bit of a run out, just kind of trusting those guys to make the plays. I know we were down 2 in regulation, maybe 67-65 is what I recall. I think Don attacked the rim. I think we did a decent job at making free throws when they mattered. I thought both teams probably made more than they missed. And I know this, the last stop in regulation was high level. We put Braxton Bayless in there, and obviously the high ball screen that they were running for Wood all night was causing us problems. He's a fantastic player that can score and pass and facilitate in every which way. And Braxton made an unbelievable play, leaving his man in the corner and protecting the rim and walling up without fouling. So I just thought the togetherness that we showed on both ends of the floor in a very, very high pressure situation was something that you want to see from a veteran team, but it's great that we did see it from a veteran team. I think we've done a good job maybe the last 3 games just pulling away in the second half, but Murray is an elite level team, and you don't just pull away on those. So we were able to make some plays in some tough situations on both ends of the floor, and couldn't be more proud of the guys to pull out this win.
Any updates on Babacar and how he's feeling right now?
He's not feeling his best, but he's a strong, mentally strong young man. He has a knee injury. I think he's scheduled to have an MRI tomorrow already. So I would think we'll give you guys the best update we can when that happens. But obviously he's an important part of our team and was an important part of our team today. So hopefully we'll move forward with every treatment that he needs as quickly as possible. Knee, yes. Yeah, I don't know which knee, but it was a knee injury. Yep. Sorry about the call.
His absence that you guys were able to overcome, what does that say about you? You didn't sell a lot in the second half.
I thought Wu and Enoch, neither one of them is a true big man, but I thought we were able, Ellington is a heck of a player. He's 6'6", 6'7", probably. So even without Baba, we didn't have a huge size disadvantage, and obviously having Tyrone Marshall and Enoch guarding him at times, you're able to switch the ball screen. I mean, they're a tough team to guard because if you switch, Ellington's going to take you down low, or Wood's going to isolate you off the dribble. If you don't switch, thank you. Wood has an advantage driving the ball downhill, and they get some lobs. There was one lob they missed that we were a little bit in between on, and they weren't able to complete. But man, it's a hard matchup. So kind of Enoch and Wu did a great job because they can both guard the point guard Wood when they needed to, and also guard the big man Ellington. So I don't really think we took, once Baba got hurt, I think Wu and Enoch went the distance more or less. They did a great job doing whatever was needed on both ends of the floor to help us get that win.
Pretty vintage John McHenry night of I think 29 for the season high. Just so many big shots and not great technical.
Yeah, he's almost shocked when he missed them. I know he missed a free throw there in overtime, and I know he and maybe with about 4 or 5 minutes to go, I thought he was settling for a couple threes. He missed one, and Christian missed one. And I took them both out quickly, not as punishment for missing a shot, but I say, man, the rim is open. Like, that's the shot they want us to shoot. And I thought Don really put a lot of pressure on the basket. There's one where he missed, and then he got a tip in. He did get fouled once or twice. I mean, he really did a little bit of everything as far as what he's able to do. And then, obviously, when you put that much pressure on the rim, it set him up to hit that big three late in the game. I think rather than hunting the three, he was trying to put pressure on the rim. Now they've got a guard, they're backed off a little bit, and I'm pretty sure down 1, he made that 3 to go up by 2, which, man, I mean, it takes some real fortitude to like Don has, not only to take it, but he wants to be in that situation. I mean, he lives for those moments, and he expects to make it, and obviously we're very fortunate to have an elite offensive player like him on our basketball team.
How does it feel to reopen this rivalry back up, back to the OVC days in the early 1920s up until now, starting to bring this back? How does that feel for you to kind of start your tenure here with a win against Murray?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was fortunate to be a part of it last year. We went over to Murray, and it was a heck of a basket. I think we won by 5. I mean, but again, it went right down to the very end, and I think Don had a pretty elite game to be able to win. You know, obviously there's, I don't know, you guys know, but 130, 140, 150 matchups, something like that. And being so close, I mean, Murray State's an elite basketball program. I've actually known Coach Plona for a long time. He got the Iowa State job the same year I got the Indian Hills job. So kind of most of my time in Iowa, he was 2 hours up the road. I got to know him, I've seen him practice, he's come to our practices. So I'm happy that, you know, it is kind of cool with another, you know, elite program within a 2-hour drive of here, and we're kind of at the same point. I think we both probably pride ourselves on being, you know, being the very, very high end of a mid-major school that can make runs and knock off anybody and want to be on the national stage. So, you know, I guess I'm certainly happy that we're playing. I know the fans over here care about this game. I know it's a very, very important game to Hilltopper Nation, and again, anytime you can play an elite basketball game, I'm never going to shy away from it, and I don't think Coach Plona will either. So I guess if it's up to us, we'll continue to play the game on the foreseeable future. But I mean, heck of a basketball game today, and hopefully that's a game that both of us look back on that helped us improve and springboard us to a successful season.
Coach, going off that, you guys not shy with scheduling some really good teams this non-conference play, Grand Canyon, Kentucky, Wichita State, teams like that. What does it mean to have to beat one of those top mid-major teams after you guys falling short just barely earlier in the season?
The Grand Canyon game was a tough one for us. We walked off the floor, and I guess at least myself, I was like, how do we lose? We don't lose those games. Like, what happened there? But that's part of it. That is how you get better. I mean, I think you always want to win more than you lose. But when we go back and watch that film, I mean, we identified what we needed to do at the end of that game. I mean, I'm not saying you're just guaranteed to. This is really the first game that we've been right down to the wire, last possession. I mean, we've had some close games, but maybe the Lipscomb game a little bit. But this game, I mean, losing in the last minute. I don't think we've been losing in the last minute since Grand Canyon. So the fact that we were able to execute on both ends of the floor, get baskets when we needed them, make free throws in clutch situations, get stops, and even more importantly, rebounds. When we got those stops, I mean, I'm really proud of the guys that they're able to learn from those experiences. That's why you play good teams. Like I just said, we're never going to shy away from playing people. We're going to go for it. We're going to try to be as good of a basketball team and have our guys have as great of an experience as possible. I think you do that by putting yourself in challenging situations and learning how to succeed in those situations together as a group.
What kind of confidence does that give you heading into a Conference USA schedule with a conference that's just about as good as it's ever been?
Yeah, our league, their league is too. I mean, Coach Plona and I were talking before the game. I think we're 9-10 in some order, or 8-9 in some order. I don't know exactly, but I mean, this is like having a conference game, you know, and it's great to have one. I know they've already had one and have another one coming up. We don't have one until after Christmas, so it was great to have this type of game prepare us. Our league is going to be a challenge. I think just about every program in the league is improved and has had, you know, there's notable wins and there's great coaches, so it'll be a challenge. So that's, you know, that's the point of the non-conference, to just get better and put yourself in these situations. So we know the league, we know what we're in for after Christmas, but definitely in the short term, great to get a great win versus an elite Murray State team today.
Give another shot at the WAC, short turnaround Tuesday, Seattle coming in. You concerned that you might be a little bit shorthand for that, just seeing,
we would certainly love to have Baba play in every game that we ever play. So, I mean, he's a you know, a centerpiece to our basketball team. At the same time, I mean, I think Baba would be disappointed if we didn't have a next up mentality and make sure that we're prepared. I'm never going to sit up here and say that. I mean, obviously, it's our job as a whole program, from myself through my staff to our players, to figure out how to succeed and how to win. And put our guys in the best situation to do that. So absolutely, I'd rather have Baba play than not have Baba play. He's going to be, if he can't play, it'll be a huge loss and a huge absence for us. But when we start preparing, if that's the case, when we start preparing, we're going to do everything we can to be as good as possible on Tuesday night versus Seattle.